So this is Grand Central Station. I just got off the 7 train and I'm going to check out Grand Central. You can also get here by the 4, 5, 6 and the shuttle train from Times Square. So this is Grand Central. It's a Monday, the day before Christmas Eve, and it's about, I don't know, 2 o'clock or so in the afternoon. And you see it's packed even now, even though most people are at work.
Wide angle you take.
So Grand Central is on 48 acres of land and has 44 tracks, and so it's the biggest, most amount of tracks of any train station in the world. And most tourists who come here probably don't even need to come here. They just come here to check it out, because the trains that come through here are for northern New York and Connecticut. So it's really commuter trains that take people to work in the morning, say from New Haven, Connecticut, and upstate New York like Westchester, and it even stops in the Bronx. The Metro North train stops in the Bronx, and then it goes north to Westchester and other counties in New York State, as well as a line that goes, 1 or 2 lines that go through Connecticut. There used to be Amtrak trains coming through here, which are the regional trains that go across the United States, and you can even get a train from Amtrak from here to Canada. And I've taken that before, but the Amtrak stopped running through here around 1991. And now they run out of Penn Station. So before airplane travel, most people took the train everywhere, and so there was like luxury trains coming from here to Chicago and other kind of big cities before that. But now this is really just a station for commuters coming back and forth to work, really. And you see all the trains are New Haven, Connecticut, and Harrison, New York, Mount Vernon, New York, Rye, New York. So this station underwent a pretty big upgrade and renovation some years back, less than 20 years ago. The station really fell into disrepair, like in the 60s and 70s. A lot of crime going on here, a lot of homeless people sleeping here and stuff like that. You can see it in some of the movies of the time, like maybe The French Connection, which was 1971, or less so Carlito's Way, which was 1993. They shot it in here, the last scene where Pacino gets killed by Benny Blanco. So this is what the main hall of the Grand Central looks like, and I'm gonna walk down some of these kind of tributary halls on the sides here and see what they look like. And there's also an Apple store up here, so let me go check that out. I think this is the only Apple store I've seen that doesn't have doors or its own kind of enclosed space. So I don't know, maybe every night they just take out all the inventory and bring it back the next day. So this side is Cipriani Bar and Restaurant, Cipriani Dolce. And on the other side is the Apple Store. Really good views from here. And the ceiling has, I guess, constellations and what they represent.
Grand Central Terminal, the Grand Central Market entrance are closed for replacement. Please use the
So let's go check out the Apple Store now. I thought this side was the Apple Store. This is the Cipriani side. I don't know who comes to a train station to buy a laptop or an iPhone or something, but there's a lot of people here, so I'm sure they're doing something right. Oh, there's even a Genius bar over there. So that's a view of the Apple Store. Let's see what some of these side corridors have. And during the holidays, I believe they have a holiday market in Vanderbilt Hall. So I'm gonna go take a look at that, as well as some of these other side alleys here. Okay, so here's Vanderbilt Hall. Let's see what's in here. It's like a purse with Christmas tree lights. Here's a food court here, and I saw this the other day, and yeah, I thought it was a mistake, but apparently these things are $6.75 each. I thought maybe it was by the weight or something like that, but one of these is $6.75. They look pretty good, but I don't know. I don't think I would pay that for those. So let's see what this holiday fair looks like. A lot of kind of arts and crafts kind of places here. Candles, perfumes, jewelry, Christmas stuff. Fancy pens, some leather goods, hats, pictures, paintings, whatever. So over here is the Transit Museum store, and so they have everything subway related and train related. So, oh my God, look at all the strollers lined up here. So they even have Christmas ornaments as balls of the different subway lines. So all these people, or a lot of them, are here to see this subway display. It's known as the, I guess, the holiday train show. And it's, I believe, from November to February every year. So there's the Grand Central Station building. There's the MetLife building behind it. Empire State Building. Bunch of old taxi cabs that they don't have anymore. And they run these trains around.
Wow. 对呀，你看，它只剩飞机耶。
So this is supposed to be Manhattan mostly. And oh, I didn't notice that. You have CBGB's right there, the old punk club, and you even have Pearl Paint over there, which is an art supply store that's been on Canal Street forever. I don't think it's there anymore, but it was there for a long time. So people who see that, they recognize that that's probably supposed to be Canal Street, I would guess, because I don't know of any other Pearl Paint. I think there was there one on 57th? I'm not sure, but here comes the subways, and those are four-door trains, so those are BMT trains, not IRT trains, because the IRT trains are 3 doors on one car. So here's some other buildings. I don't know what this one is, but this one is the AT&T building. And I see Lenox Lounge what else? And then I think this is pretty much the end of the New York City part, and the rest is kind of, maybe this is supposed to represent Westchester or upper state New York or something like that, but I think it's just not, maybe not really, because there's nothing in upstate New York that looks like this, with some old Swiss cabin or something like that. And this guy definitely doesn't look like a New Yorker, so. But it's a pretty cool, elaborate setup they have here, and I'm sure it probably drives a lot of sales for them, because once the kids see it, they come in here with their parents, and then of course they got to leave with something. So whether that's a map or a button or a cup or something. Oh, you even got the Carnegie Deli here, and a Hard Rock Cafe. So that's a look at the display, and here's the Transit Museum store. You see, you could buy anything here: a tie, a baseball with a subway map, all kinds of stuff. So if you're into trains or subways, or you have a young kid that wants to see that kind of stuff, come check it out over here in Grand Central. And the good thing about Grand Central is it's a big destination for visitors to New York, and it's also free. So it's something that you really should see if you come to New York. And there's a lot of interesting stuff to see here, and it doesn't cost you anything, and you're still in the middle of Manhattan at 42nd Street, so it's close to other things like Times Square as well. So the tracks are over here, and let's go outside now and see what it's like outside on 42nd Street exit. So the exit to 42nd Street and Park Avenue is right behind the ticket booths. So if you get lost in here, just look at the ticket booths, and behind that is the exit to 42nd Street. So this is the front of Grand Central Terminal, and this is 42nd Street, and right there is Park Avenue, and Park Avenue is divided by Grand Central. It's the only place in Park Avenue where it's not continuous. So going down this way is to the east, is the east side, that way is the East River, and the other way is going to the west side, Madison Avenue, 5th Avenue, 6th, and Times Square is up that way a couple of blocks. So it's pretty central to everything. So if you're out here, definitely come here and check out Grand Central Terminal. You'll be glad you did. And by the way, that piece of glass up there, I believe, is the largest Tiffany glass in existence, maybe something like that. That glass is made by Tiffany, so it's one of the biggest pieces of Tiffany glass ever. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment if you've been here before or if you plan to visit and check it out. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching.